start this thing like we normally do.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, I want some myself.
That's what we're there for. Oh, you want to laugh?
This one looks like a starfish.
Got that box over there. It's a chocolate starfish.
Stupid.
And the hot dog flavored water. Don't shit on my parade.
It's another
It's a
one chip challenge.
It's a no. Fuck no.
What's up, girl?
You can show it. It's fine.
Pose. It's Jared.
Well, see, for some people that's good luck, and for others it's a curse. But that's like $100 worth of $2 bills.
Here comes the money.
Why'd it be a curse? It's money. Fuck it.
Because some people, so there's apparently a thing where some people believe that $2 bills are a curse. Other people find them lucky.
I didn't know they were still printed, but apparently they're still printed.
You can still get this. You can go to, feel those. Those are fresh, brand new, clean. Those are clean. Banknotes. I'm going to do a gotcha pool. That's about how fucking useful it is, right?
No, pretty much.
It's really funny, though. You can go to people, and they still think this is fake fucking money. They're like, there's no fucking thing. This is a $2 bill. I'm like, yeah, there really is. So, yeah. Piece of random history there.
I was about to become something.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, yeah. So, welcome back. What are we calling this tonight? I have no idea the podcast. It's, Mead and
We haven't come up with a name yet.
Mead and Misadventures for tonight? I don't know.
No, we don't have. This is not the.
No, you can't do me. They call me Campbell's.
And last stream too, you didn't notice.
Oh, did you really?
Last recording, whatever. I'll recycle that joke every single recording because it's funny.
Yoko somewhere has the gif of me picking the sausage up and going.
Yep. I know because he'll hit me with that one every once in a while.
Yeah, he's
got a group chat.
Now, the best part is we talked about it, right? We talked about it, and if he actually edits this video, now he's got to go dig it up and be like, and add it.
Please don't, Yoko. Please don't. We want this to actually reach an audience, not get shut down.
That's you, sir? That is not me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're aiming for failure.
I'm aiming to have a good time.
Give me some more of that good shit.
All right. Well, then, while I pour you do the intro.
All right. So, I don't know. What the fuck are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Background. Shenanigans. We are old enough that we have gotten away with a lot of stuff. I think we talked about it last time. We are old enough that you just don't record certain.
Yeah. I mean, like, media wasn't quite the same. Not everybody had access to easy camera footage. Like,
I don't know. When I grew up, everyone had a camcorder. My family didn't, but everyone around us did. But if somebody showed up to Shenanigans, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. This is actually really delicious.
We appreciate
really
mead.
good.
We appreciate mead here.
Yeah, absolutely. The mead is a meadery what? Well, that's still like an hour from us now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about an hour, about 45 minutes to an hour.
Worth.
Yeah,
totally
100% worth.
Yeah. Not worth the Uber ride.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Just nap next door. Park in the parking lot overnight. Been there, done that. Yeah, there are certain shenanigans, like parking in a parking lot overnight to sleep off alcohol.
Yep.
That you just don't record. Like, if you were going to do something, and you knew this was going to get you in trouble, if the guy that shows up with the camcorder is the guy who's getting that camcorder shoved firmly into his posterior, that was the person you avoided. Now it's everybody. Everybody shows up. Immediately they start doing something stupid. I'm going to do something stupid. Hold up.
Yeah, and nowadays you even broadcast it yourself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go rob this. I'm gonna go rob this store. Check it out, guys.
Yeah, and it's
like and subscribe.
Admittedly, it's been 20 years, but I used to work at a Walmart store way back in the day. Like, it was one of my first jobs out of college. And because it was a managerial position, quote unquote, as those even barely exist at Walmart stores. Mm-hmm. So, that Walmart store was burned, not to the ground, but badly damaged because somebody went on TikTok and decided to pop up their cell phone and light it on fire.
That's not the one that happened down in down south.
Yep.
Yeah, just like last year.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was the store we walked into day one, vacant. It was literally a warehouse.
Hear about what happened yesterday?
No.
Somebody had a very bad day at the Atlanta airport yesterday. They came through and they hit the Uber driver.
What?
Went through the TSA, hit TSA, and then hit a couple random other people as well.
What?
Yeah. It happened yesterday. Apparently there's a mugshot of this person, and the look on their face is the mantic crazy, I've done meth, like, it's that.
Oh, that tracks for
And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That
like,
tracks
nope.
for Atlanta.
Nope. So, yeah.
Yeah, people be crazy.
Yeah.
But there's a bad kind of crazy. Then there's the good kind of crazy. And some of the best crazy, at least in my opinion, has happened at conventions.
Conventions, 100%.
Yeah.
You meet the most interesting characters.
God, one of my favorites, and it wasn't even like shenanigans per se, but it was one of the crazy situations. We had gone to Dragon Con.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of stories from that year at Dragon Con, but one of my favorites was we were checking out of the hotel next to Sylvester McCoy.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I heard you talk about. Yeah, we talked about this before.
Yeah. But the crazy part was there was a tornado warning going on while we're checking out, and as we're at the checkout, the fire alarms start going off.
So just as a reference, now we are talking Dragon Con, so
Yeah.
we know the kind of people there.
Yeah.
And we know the kind of celebrity that's also there.
Yes.
Who is Sylvester McCoy, for those who may not know by the name?
Was he the seventh Doctor? Sixth or seventh
He's the one with the scarf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, classic Doctor Who. Classic
Yep.
Doctor Who.
Now, I think he was also in, was he Radagast?
Yes, he was. He was
Yep.
Radagast in the Hobbit trilogy.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. He's I mean, film and stage all over the place, but those are just the two.
Yeah, but those were like the geek.
The most recent people would know him for, and the classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just the conversation that struck up after that with just this random celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, at a convention. That's the kind of weird stuff that happens with us at conventions.
Yeah. Oh, so funny enough, you mentioned conventions and the fun stuff that happens at conventions. There, you know who I'm talking about when I say this. When I say Drunky Con, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I loved. Oh.
Okay, so Smazik, right? What was the name of his panel that he does at Dragon Con every year, where we watch all the batshit meme videos, etc.? Because that's where I saw the video.
The Madness is Momo.
The Madness is Momo. I can't remember, but it's
Yeah.
there in the back. That panel is fantastic because that's where we watched.
Yeah.
I Want a Bear for the first time.
Yep.
And Bear Force won.
Yes.
Hoo ha! Hoo ha!
Oh, God. The people we associate with.
I can't even talk about the other videos.
No. There's some
I just
crazy
can't.
stuff.
Yeah.
There are some con stories we will not talk about. The Pug panel is a no talk.
The Pug panel. That sounds familiar. Is that the one that happened
AWA?
at AWA?
Yeah. Yep.
The year the creator of Legend of the Overfiend showed up.
Yes.
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 Yeah, that was an interesting.
Yeah, and
was
he
interesting.
was essentially the what would you call him?
He's not the
Master of
MC.
ceremonies.
Yeah, MC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was during the hour that doesn't exist.
Yep.
After we quit it.
I don't think you were there when that happened then, because I think that was the year Miyavi was at AWA, and I was working the door. It was my first year as director, wasn't it?
Yes, but I saw.
No. So the one you didn't hear, the
Mhm.
one I don't think you ever heard this one. You don't know who Miyavi is. He's a big artist in Japan, huge. Like when AWA got him, it was shocking they were able to get somebody that massive.
Yeah.
And I'm working the door while everyone else is off doing their own thing, and they were doing the DJs in
Right.
that. And around the corner comes this blue hair and an entourage.
Sure.
And immediately, we were just at his concert. I had left his concert to go back to the vet and run door. This was the first year that I was AD. And the director, technically, I guess she was the director that year, although arguably we kind of were co-directors. But nevertheless, my official title was assistant director. He comes around the corner, starts walking up, and she walks up. She's like, "We need badges." I'm like, "No, you don't." I'm like, she happens to just come out of the vat and she's like, "We need badges." I'm like, "No, you don't. They're fine. I'm vouching for them." And she's like, "No, we need badges. We need badges." I'm like, "These are convention guests. Be nice. Let them."
Right.
And they don't speak much English anyway. And so I was just like, "You guys are good. Everything's great. Let them in." And she's like, "Who the hell was that?" I'm like, "You remember the big guest they had doing the big concert this year?" She's like, "Oh, yeah." Apparently he was traveling with one of the DJs that was coming into the vat. So they could do the whole DJ thing. And I happen to just slide in, and I'm like making sure they're comfy, making sure everything's going right.
Sure.
And literally at the end of the set, we're getting ready to shut down for the night and run the late night stuff. They're like, "Okay, your late night stuff is coming up next." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Whatever." And then his DJ just walks up and just takes over for the next, like, probably hour and change, just moving beats. Because he wanted to have fun.
Sure.
He was there to have a good time. So we had a big party. I got to meet Miyavi. I got to meet his band. I got to meet, like, all these random people that somebody probably would never recognize again.
Yeah.
And it was just these weird interactions you would have never had it not been for, like, this crazy convention situation. Yeah. I tried to call the wife because I'm like, she's a big fan. She collects all of his albums. She's got, like, movie posters and that stuff. And I'm like, "You gotta get down here.
Come on down.
Calm down. There's 3 floors. Come on."
Yep.
And she just slept right through all that.
Damn. Opportunities missed. Womp womp.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the crazy stuff at con.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different conventions out there and so many different types, right?
Oh, how many cons did we go to? Or back in the day, we used to go to a ton, but now
well, I still go to a lot because I go to the video game conventions. But
that's true. I don't go to many anymore.
But when it comes to like anime conventions, I only go to one, and that's the one that I'm a director at.
I won't consider Momo an anime
it's
con.
grown
It's
beyond.
It's more of a general geekdom con.
It is definitely a geekdom con. Yeah. So it's anime, comics, and gaming. Yeah. And that's the focus. But like
gaming, I think, is arguably the bigger portion of it now.
It has become that. Yeah. We grew from anime because we're all passionate geeks, right? But as we've grown up and as we've gotten bigger game libraries, because we all get bigger game libraries, that's what
talking about.
I don't know, man. Yeah. Like, but the people you meet there, I met if I say New Day, does that mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar.
Do you follow wrestling at all?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't follow new wrestling, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay. All 3 of them showed up.
Neat.
They had been coming forever. God, what's his name?
I was sad I missed Sergeant Slaughter last year.
Oh, yeah. The older RP. They came back. If you were to say, like, I don't want to say the biggest celebrity, right? Because I hate using that term. But other than Sylvester McCoy, who's another really interesting...
Alice Cooper.
You met Alice Cooper at a convention?
At DragonCon. Same DragonCon.
Well, shit, there you go. Yeah.
Who's the guy that does Tom Servo's voice?
Oh, no, I don't know. But from MST3K, right?
Yeah. Met him randomly, Grant MR, too, when he was still alive.
Fucking Grant, yeah.
All these guys I met at DragonCon just randomly, like, bump into him, going to and from their panels. Because Grant would wander he was not one of the people that...
He enjoyed the con.
Yeah. He'd just be out mingling. And you would never... If you didn't know him, you wouldn't know him.
And it was before... Okay, so I'm not going to say it was before Mythbusters, right?
No.
But... he was attending the con before Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah, no, he absolutely was.
Because he was coming for BattleBots.
Yep.
And I think this guy was just a ILM badass who just attended because he's a geek.
Yeah.
It's fucking great. And you wouldn't even know. And now you're like, oh, he was... And like, yes, he was on Mythbusters, but like, he'd been coming for years anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this was I was heading to his panel, and I wasn't able to get into the panel. And for whatever reason, I head back to the Marriott, and as I was walking back to the Sheraton for something else, he's just walking back.
Yeah.
And I got to stop and talk to him for a minute. And it's just these weird, strange interactions.
They're very surreal, too.
Yeah.
Because you're like, sometimes they're rocking with a posse, and you know that's untouchable, and you don't even bother.
Yeah.
You just leave it alone. But then other times you casually look over in the elevator and you're like, wait a minute, I know you.
One of the coolest interactions to me was, and I felt a little bad about it at the time, InvaderCon 1.
Oh.
I don't think
I was there at InvaderCon.
But I think only the wife and I got to go up to Richard Horowitz's room.
Nope, I did not do that.
Okay. We got roped into assisting with delivering food. And I was like, yeah, I'll deliver food, whatever. Where are we going? So I can't tell you where we're going, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to get starstruck.
Yeah.
And then, because I'd already met him earlier in the oh, God, convention stories.
Yeah.
I broke InvaderCon 1. I literally broke InvaderCon 1.
Wasn't the AMV thing, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
We,
oh, that's right.
Yes. So, there's an unwritten rule in Invaderzim fandom. You do not talk, what do they call it? Dibzim or something like that?
Yeah, the slash.
The dib and the zim slash.
Yeah.
I made... Oh, it's so bad. Went back and rewatched it recently. It's such a terrible video. A dib zim crossover.
Yeah, let's get it on.
Yeah. To Danger High Voltage by Electric Six.
Yep.
And I had their crotches light up and everything, just like the original video.
Yep.
And the director lost his mind. He loved it. The fans loved it. And they brought in all of the voices. All of the people that did voices on the show. And they had to watch it as a panel. And I'm sat smack in the middle of all these people.
They got the widescreen going with the cheese like this.
And I'm just like, how is this going to go down? Because they had no idea. When the video starts, they're like, what is happening? And then you get to the 30-second mark. And that's the part where I actually had them embrace.
Yep. I mean, oh. No.
And they're just I just remember the look I got from, what's his name? The guy that voiced Dib.
Yeah.
He gave me the death stare. And Richard Horvitz is dying laughing. God, what's her name? Did the voice of Gaz. She is perplexed. She's like, I don't understand. And the fans are screaming.
Yep.
And in the convention, a lot of the stuff just was, you do not talk about this. This is not a thing. Immediately that panel ends, and it's all the artists were like, bam, there's the fan art. Art.
Coming out of folders. I'm printing money now.
The whole convention broke. And I don't pat myself on the back a lot for this, but we destroyed that poor convention. And I commissioned this poor lady to draw a picture of Dib and Sim in a loving embrace, deep in a passionate kiss. She did not want to do it. And I pulled out $100 bill and I was like, what's it going to take? And
pride! My pride is gone!
And so she's like, fine, whatever. I'm like, stupidest thing I've ever done. Worth. And I take it over to the signing tables, and they're like, no. No. Slide them. And you have the director of the conventions behind him. You got through now.
Yeah.
You got through now. So I got Richard Horvitz, and God, his name is escaping me now. Good grief. But they actually get to sign this beast. So after all that goes down, we're now delivering food.
I know you! I remember you!
But he was such a cool guy. Totally warm, totally inviting.
Yeah.
Just a totally chill dude. Just was one of the coolest. And I've met some voice actors that were just unpleasant.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that is the thing. This guy was just the coolest, most chill, regular dude.
Yeah.
Who just wanted to come, have a good time.
And I think that's actually the best, is when you find somebody who enjoys the content they do.
Yes.
And they're just these are cool people. These are and
everyone on that show was passionate about that show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the best part. That reminds me of another show we talked about before that we both truly enjoy.
Oh, good grief. Are we really going there already?
We can mention it at least. So, There's a voice actress you guys might have heard of before, Tara Strong.
Does she disavow knowledge of doing both those voices?
I don't know, but she did voice this amazing character. She voiced 2 of them in this wonderful show called Drawn Together. And I don't know if you've ever watched this show. I don't know how old people should be before they watch this show.
27. And then you're not ready.
No, it is...
Great.
Yeah, it is many levels of I can't believe they got away with that on TV. And it's wonderful.
They wouldn't today. There's no way.
I don't know. No, okay, let me rephrase that. They may not get away with it on TV, but definitely get away with it on Netflix. The shows on Netflix, Brickleberry, and all those other...
BoJack, yeah.
Well, BoJack was dark, but it wasn't... It wasn't
that over the top.
Yeah, BoJack was more of like, here's a terrible person.
It touched some deep. I'm thinking of him in the
No, I know what you're talking about. So BoJack was dark.
It got dark, but I mean that was a serious moment.
Oh yeah, and I said you shouldn't walk. And Will Arnett, if you ever hear this, fucking thank you for an amazing performance, right? No, I mean like honestly though, right? He did a great job with the character, but and the writers, but like it is a show about a terrible person who is occasionally funny. But it's a terrible person.
Yeah. And
it takes a while to get to understand, holy shit. But when you do, you're like, oh, BoJack is not a hero.
You know, there is another convention story, and that's more your forte. Or do you want to ignore it?
I don't know. I don't even know which one. I don't know. I was talking about BoJack. I don't have a BoJack story, do I?
No. I was saying another convention story related to that.
Which one?
Do you want to ignore it?
Oh! I almost brought up the picture a minute ago. You know what? So normally I clue in on those things.
He is so slow, y'all.
No, I am not. But I usually clue in pretty quick, right? But I put it in my head, I locked and loaded it, and then I let it go because I was pivoted away from it. But yeah, we were talking about celebrities that we have met.
Yeah.
And I have, because of this asshole, in a loving way, he introduced me to this wonderful show.
How we love assholes?
Well, that was last episode.
Yeah. Well, we're both one, so there's no loving. It's just...
we're just both assholes and shit all over each other. No, this guy actually introduced me to this TV show I'd never heard of before called The Venture Brothers. I had never heard of it in my life.
That was Chaos. Chaos introduced us to that.
No. Well, maybe. But you're the one that came back later on and said, I want to do
the cosplay group.
And he was like, my girlfriend, fiance, wife?
No, we were married at the time.
Yeah. My wife will do Dr. the Missus, and you will do...
I was going to do the Monarch.
Yep. And they were like, the
outfit broke the night before.
It was a whole drama piece.
Yeah.
But they were like...
But it worked out, because...
I didn't know what to do. And I didn't... Now I realize I could have done a henchman all day long and been perfectly fine. But we were like, we should do something memorable.
You'd have been a good 21.
Oh, yeah. But I instead...
But which one did you choose?
The Grand Galactic Inquisitor. And...
Hold on. How tall are you? Be honest.
I am 5'5".
Okay.
Well, 5'6".
How tall is the Inquisitor?
10? 9, 10 foot? Easy?
Yeah.
Easy? So yeah, that was a challenge.
And you pulled it off.
I built this huge helmet.
Because his head is massive.
Yeah. So it's a giant helmet, and then the antlers to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then this long robe that went all the way down to the ground.
No, the helmet itself is its own story. Because for months I fought that thing. We kept going around to different stores trying out different things. And we'd go to like the container store. And this motherfucker would walk down an aisle. And he'd pick up a plastic container, stick it on his head, and just ignore me. And so forever we go to stores. And you turn a corner, and there's this guy
ignore me
with a trash can.
On my head. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's for a costume. It's okay. I promise.
It took so much explaining.
Oh my god. So I did this whole costume. The outfit cost me $800. It was a lot. It looked good.
It looked great.
Yeah. But the costume cost me $800. I had to, and this is the part, I don't know if you guys know this, I bought painter's stills. Because there's no way I'm tall enough for this. I bought painter's stills. And I was traveling at the time. So I checked into a hotel in Jacksonville. I put on my painter stilts. And I spent an hour running around the hotel to make sure that I could run, stop, jump, whatever I needed to in painter stilts. Yeah. And did it for a whole month until I got good at being able to walk in them.
And then how long were you in them at the con?
Hours.
Up and down stairs.
My legs were wrecked.
The best part, and the part where I was getting to with this, is after they did a costume contest after the panel.
Yep.
I think we were straight up invited.
Yeah, we were at the bar, and they were doing the costume part. And then, we did the big group picture.
No, because to get up to the bar, there was a certain level of, like, you had to be...
Yeah. It was a clique.
Yeah. So we were more or less invited by... What are the guys' names?
The actual creators?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were invited by the creators.
What are the names?
Doc Hemmer and...
Jackson Public.
Yep.
Yes. So we were invited by the creators to go up and compete in this costume contest. So my wife and, like, Vic are competing in this costume contest. The whole time I'm over there, like, my costume fell apart. But they
I could have been here.
You guys needed handlers. You guys needed somebody that was there with equipment. So it worked out. And you guys' outfits looked amazing. We're not showing any pictures of my wife's outfit.
No. I was going to pull up the photos.
No,
we won't put that.
No,
we don't do that. that is your picture. That is not for anything else. But so I'm sitting there and
oh god, you actually there it is.
Yeah. And if you want to,
you can pull it up on screen.
Sure. Hold on.
Editor, do your job.
Yeah. And then boom. So here is me standing next to Doc Hammer, who's just like, what the fuck? Yeah. So I got that little like view window just so I could like go around. But honestly, and you can't tell, he's tall. Like he's actually tall.
He's like 6 something.
Yeah. And he's coming under my shoulder at this point.
Yeah.
Like it's just that tall.
And by this point, he's already told me my feet are killing me.
Oh, I'm in so much pain. I didn't want to do this at all. I was like, I just want to get back to the room and take it off. And then I saw who was there. I'm like, okay, I'll suffer a little.
And did you win first place, or was it?
I won first place
in the costume
contest
at the private party that we were invited to.
Yeah, I'm like, what? And then they were all like, we need pictures of him. So I was taking pictures with Brock and everybody else, and like everybody wanted to be in a picture. I'm like, holy shit! That's another time. I forgot that loaded because I had played it earlier. So when I went back here and did it again. So, if you heard that, then I want you to put it in the channel, in the comments down below. Quote that. And tag Pilk.
You're right. That is such a mistake. Why did we do this? Why the hell did we do this?
I mean, we just like to have fun. But
yeah. Well, the funny part is this is great because we talked about last episode.
Yeah.
We met at a convention.
We did.
And we re-met at a convention. And basically, like, CBR has been at MomoCon since the first MomoCon.
The very first MomoCon.
Yeah, Addie and I ran a panel at the...
predecessor?
I guess the predecessor to MomoCon.
Yep.
So it's very, very funny that this thing like comes full circle.
Yeah, like 20 years of creating content. Before they were called content creators, right? 20 years of creating content and providing memories for people at conventions.
Yeah, the word influencer wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, I mean it's what you were, but nobody. It wasn't even a career path, right? We didn't even think about it like that.
No. For us, it was just having fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had this conversation in the week in between these two. We talked about like Tazon Day and like what happened to the original content creators. Where are they now? Like that kind of thing. So it's just nuts.
Yep, it's crazy. Well, I know me personally. My first convention. This is gonna probably shock you. I don't know. Did I ever told you what my first convention I ever went to was?
I don't know, what was it?
Dragon Con.
That was your first?
1994.
Oh. Wow, you were young.
I was hired to work the dealer's room. What I didn't know is I was working the door at the dealer's room.
How? I know your age. How?
Well, back then, very different convention.
Yes.
Very different convention.
Nowhere near the numbers. So just for reference,
I think there were
Dragon Con's like 70, 80,000 people now?
Yeah, I think there were 13 at that one.
Yeah. Still infant days, comparatively.
Yeah, comparatively.
I mean, probably still in one.
Momo
They were probably still at the Marriott by itself, right?
I think there was some stuff. I want to say the Westin.
Okay, but it might have been one or two hotels. It wasn't what it is now.
Nearly what it is now. And I was hired through a friend who was the same age I was. Mm-hmm. And she's like, if you work X number of hours, you get a free badge. And then you can wander the convention. And I was big into a bunch of different shows at the time. Big into sci-fi. TNG, I think, was...
TNG is still magical to this day.
Yeah. I think it was... When did that start? Early 90s. So it was still on the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was big into all that stuff. And I think William Shatner was at that one. And all that kind of stuff. So, to me, it was like this beautiful, magical place. And they put me on the door, and then whoever my supervisor was forgot about me. Because, at the time, it was a big, cliquey convention. Like, a lot like, starter conventions generally are. So, and the convention was, frankly, too big for it to be a cliquey convention, but that's, people like to have fun. It is what it is. And I think the convention just kind of ballooned way faster than they expected. So my supervisor forgot about me. I was on the door for like 10 hours, and then they shut the doors.
Holy cow.
And the worst part was, every vendor that had something stolen immediately blamed me for it, because I'm supposed to like check people or something.
Right.
I'm like, I got like no training.
Yeah.
Like, they put me on the door and said, just
check badges, so that's about it.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that was my first convention experience. Not even show up for day number 2.
Yeah, but that doesn't sound like a great one.
No. I didn't get to do anything at the con. Of course, knowing that convention, that's a convention you do when you're 21 and up.
Yeah, I'm saying that's exactly where I was about to go.
But it was also a very different convention.
My first Dragon Cons were in the late 90s, early 2000s. But my experience at Dragon Con was different. My experience at Dragon Con, not that it was good. What year is it now? Right, we're good.
Yeah.
My first experience at Dragon Con was to go there at like 6 o'clock in the evening, start drinking, and then wake up the next morning at like 10 o'clock somewhere in the convention, not knowing what happened and having to figure it all out. I've been to crazy room parties.
Yep.
I've seen
probably met celebrities.
Oh, I've met all kinds of people. But I mean, I guarantee. I remember one time I was in a room with a stripper pole, and people having like an event happening.
That's Dragon Con.
And I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking around with like a glass in my hand, like had that moment of sobriety, going, "Where am I? What's going?" Right back into it again.
Now, some of my later Dragon Con stories, and I can't be specific about a lot of them, but some of the room parties you get invited to, and then like the room, like it would be whole floors of the Marriott. Would be like,
absolutely.
And you'd go room to room to room.
Yep.
And it would just, everybody there's, you are a friend. If you were on this floor and you were invited, you are a friend.
Yep. You just walk into a room, have a drink in your hand. Hey, guys.
And it was like one big party.
One giant party.
And those were some of the most amazing. The thing I regret, though, and I'm going to be completely frank here, I used to love doing the drinking and all that stuff. And like you said, waking up in another room. Some of the people I've met and things I should have remembered and have forgotten.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I kind of regret that.
Same. And that's why I don't do it anymore. I don't drink that heavy anymore. I do drink, but like...
Social lubricant.
Yeah.
I'm in my 20s, time to black out.
Yeah, but I'm like, I guess that's a good example. Like, even on my stream, I'll have a couple shots, but I have not had... There's never been a stream that I don't remember anymore. I've never been to the point where I've had... We have different experiences because of the content we create.
Yes.
Sometimes your content shafts will get you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one... I remember most of them. There's one that I distinctly don't.
Yeah, well,
An entire bottle of I think I was actually drinking, not scotch. I wouldn't do that with scotch. Anyway, some kind of whiskey drink.
You saw my electrician clip.
Oh, yeah!
That's all I gotta say.
Yes.
You saw the electrician clip. I have not been that drunk on stream ever again.
Is our editor able to splice?
If he wants to find it, all he has to go look up is the best of Toothpick Vic, and he will find it.
Oh, I'm sure we already have it somewhere. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Are we permitted to use that?
Yeah, why not? Whatever, I don't care.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Let's
can have
go.
fun with it.
Go ham.
One time I slid into a pool of mayonnaise. I may have been wearing a dress. I got it, and mayonnaise is really good for the hair, so I just coated my chest hair the hard way, right? The fun way. Well, I would suggest picking up the healing edition because I'm a little lit and I'm not paying as much attention as I should. So feel free to pick it up and save the world because I'm an idiot and I love you.
So, our friend Jess,
Yes.
we won't go into what the big thing she does is, just to keep that safe. But she used to do this really cool event at Dragon Con, and it was Dub Your Own Hentai.
Yes.
And that
was always a blast.
That was so much fun. I mean, did you hear about the time that Addie and I did with her?
Yes. Of course.
we're drinking. We're all doing I'm going to make this one fast. We're drinking. We've had a great time. We're up there. We're voicing Disney characters while there's great things happening on the screen. And then in the middle of it,
your own hentai for a reason.
Yeah, she's just like, "Who grabbed my ass?" And I was like, "What was it?" And because we're drinking, right? We're drinking heavy. And I'm looking at Addie. And he's like, "Was it me?" And I don't know. It took us 3 days to figure out who grabbed her. It was Addie.
That's a total Addie. Addie would have no inhibitions about that.
Because I was
man.
I don't remember doing that. But yeah, she was great. She would bring people in from the audience that they could do a good voice. And it didn't matter. And boy, you watched the video and you just made up whatever you believed was happening on the screen. And sometimes it was amazing. And other
Sometimes
times
it wasn't, but I mean the gold nuggets of
but you if you were to pull out, I wish we could record the hour-long session that it was and pull out 5 minutes of gold out of that.
That would have been
phenomenal. Absolutely.
Some of those people probably wouldn't want to go around. Yeah, no.
Just put a bag on your head and start recording. I'm going to give you gold, but you can't know who I am. Also, could have been a celebrity. And that's the other. So we talk about celebrities right? So people you can see at a glance. A good example is we know what H. John Benjamin looks like.
Yes.
You know the voice. You
yes.
guys, and the thing, most people might know the voice of H. John Benjamin because of Archer and other shows. But if you saw what he looked like, you may not recognize him because he does not look like any of those characters. Amber Dash actually kind of looks like Pam.
Yep.
A few of the others. Ducky Yates is an interesting character because of Hal Krieger, etc.
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
But the people you don't know traditionally at conventions are your voice actors and your authors.
Authors are an interesting one.
Yeah. You can be in a room with an author who has, I've been to the green room. I'm that guy. I've been to the green room at Dragon Con a lot, and I'm an Eternal, which means that my badge is paid for. I get to go hang out on a special night with celebrities. Most of the people who show up on those nights are the authors because nobody doesn't know who they are. So they can sit back there and drink, have a good time, be talking to their other friends, and not be like, "Oh, you're so-and-so," right? Unless they see you on the cover of a book. You have no idea. So they sneak in there, and they're just like, "Oh, no, I'm just an attendee." It's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you never know.
No, you have no idea.
Voice actors, unless they talk or do a character.
Who was the one? Because we were doing W Your Own Hentai at AWA. There's one year that a voice actor came, and I can't remember who, because I'm so bad at the voice actors.
I think we actually got Tom Kenny to show up one time.
That might have been it.
I think it was.
Yeah. Did W Your Own Hentai. We only found out after the fact it was a voice actor. I can't remember who. I'm so really bad at the voice actors.
Oh, no. This was... If it was Tom Kenny, you'd know him. Because he does, the...
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I don't... I'm so bad with the faces.
Okay. Oh, no. I know who it was. It was the guy from The Simpsons. It was the guy from The Simpsons. Because Panda brought him. And he was a guest for Panda because she loves The Simpsons.
That was Momo. You're talking about Mike, right?
Yes.
No, that was MomoCon. That was not AWA. I don't think Mike has come to AWA.
No, he did it for Dragon Con.
He did it for Dragon Con. I
Yeah.
do distinctly remember that. I'm talking about the one we had at AWA, too. But I do remember, yes, because that was the one where I actually met him for the first time. For those guys that don't know, I'll just go ahead and cover it now. My screen name, Pilk, is actually short for Pilkington, which, and this is like so far down the rabbit hole, but it comes from an early 90s animated sitcom.
Yep.
Really obscure thing called The Critic.
Yep.
A couple of guys broke off of The Simpsons to go make The Critic. One of those guys is Mike Reese. He's hailed as the creator of the show. And this guy, I love the show. It's like one of my favorite all-time TV shows. It's crazy. It's off the wall.
Mm-hmm.
And I took my screen name from the show. So when he first showed up at Dragon Con, Jess is like, I have somebody you have to meet.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh. And it's not somebody you recognize. It's not a face. It's not, well,
I do
now
know because,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, because he was also, he was on the sub. He was one of the successful writers on the sub.
Sub.
The one that imploded. Yeah, they interviewed him all over the news and stuff like that. He'd been out twice.
Oh.
And he was interviewed all over the news and stuff like that. Like, this dude gets around. And, I mean, some of the stories he has from his travels are insane. Dude's crazy. Really interesting fellow, too. But she's like, you got to meet this guy. And I'm like... So, I got to be his handler one year at MomoCon, and just, we went drinking with the guy at after party at MomoCon one time. Probably shouldn't say that, but whatever. Awesome guy. So, yeah, I distinctly remember that year.
Yeah. But, I mean, like I said, it's crazy. The people you meet, you just don't even know. And that's a good part about going to conventions. And now, I will say, obviously, as I've been going to conventions for a long time, I am a fan of going to conventions. I'm a fan of having people meet at conventions. Matter of fact, I often say that if you watch my channel and you ever want to meet, if you find me at a convention, I will have a shot with you. I will sit back and talk to you. I am 100% the person you see on these, like when I talk, this is who I am.
Yeah, same here. I don't make up a character for the screen. Like it's you can vouch.
Yeah.
I am me. And one of my favorite things is like meeting interesting people, like celebrity or otherwise, doesn't matter to me. I just want to like know your story, know who you are.
Yeah.
And just like, you know, like some of these people we've met, like you could get starstruck and lose your mind or whatever. I rarely do that because I want to know who you really are.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an interesting person, having a drink with you and just having a conversation is so much cooler than, oh my God, would you sign this?
Yeah.
Instead of like having this piece of memorabilia, now I've got this memory. And then maybe you have a memory too.
Yeah. And you never know, we might bump into each other. This is like, funny example. I met Benny Fitz.
I love Benny.
I love Benny.
So
So I met Benny at TwitchCon.
okay.
And then I met Benny Fitz, and then I met
Benny Fitz. Yeah.
But when I met Benny, I talked to him about how the things that we had in common. And then later on, I ran into him. We talked for a little bit. I ran into him at the airport again.
I bet he's such a really cool guy.
He is. And it was when he was like, hang on, I know you. He's like, I know you too. We just bullshit the whole time.
And he's a very humble dude too, because
Very.
when we did the benefit for him, he was, I was like, I'm a nobody streamer. Like this guy's gonna be like, whatever.
Yeah.
And no, just really cool guy. We exchanged emails, had very, very pleasant conversations. Very chill. Like one of the most chill content creators I've ever dealt with.
Yeah. And again, interesting tech for what he does.
Yeah. I'm not going to spoil anything.
No. But that's like, there's we said a good part here. When it comes to like streamers, there are what I would consider, there are streamers.
There are different
There are
tiers
people,
of streamers, yeah.
But then there's also character streamers. And character streamers are very niche, and they can be pretty awesome. Not every one of them gets successful, but Benny did it right, and I like what he did.
Benny has I can't say I've seen another one quite like that.
Quite.
It would take a lot of talent to pull that off.
For what? Yeah, the way he performs
Yes.
is special, and that is a talent.
I really didn't think it was done that way. I couldn't fathom that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say, with the way you told me about it, I was just like,
yeah. Once you think about it, you're like,
no way.
Yeah. But then you think about it, it's technically possible, but it is a high skill.
Yeah.
It's a high skill thing.
That's a very unique skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's works. So yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
See.
So it's interesting people.
Well, just in general, yeah. The other one's my favorite one. So I've mentioned that I've been around streaming for a hot minute, right?
Yeah.
I used to be on a stream team called Feed Me Pixels, right?
Yep.
And there were like 13 of us that would stream on the channel. We'd rotate in and out. And a few of them have become high-level partners. They do great.
Nice.
Yeah. Really good.
Very nice.
So the very first time I go to TwitchCon, I'm walking through, and Daniel the Demon, great guy, sees me from across the convention and just screams out, Vic! And charges me.
Yeah.
Now, I had no illusions that anybody has any clue who the hell I am at this time. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I
would expect you to TwitchCon just be
I'm just a guy.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy. I know people that I want to go see.
Yeah.
But to have somebody else call me out and charge me like that, my heart like swelled. And I'm like,
it would be weird.
It was the best thing ever. I'm like, you know me, you've watched my stream, you know who I am. And of course, we were on a stream team together, right?
Yep.
But then I've also had a lot of people who were not part of my stream team who were like, oh my God, Vic, can you sign this for me? I'm like, huh?
Why am I signing something?
Yeah, I'm like, I got
who the hell am
3,000
I?
followers on Twitch.
I'm just
What
some
are you
schmo who
doing?
plays video games. Like, come on.
I drink and hang out with people. That's all I do. But I have found that there's a market, and some people who come in and hang out have a good time hanging out, and I'm glad to be there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was, like I said, we were thinking about talking about last time. First time I was recognized. I wasn't even recognized as a streamer. I actually have been recognized as that recently. It's awkward. The most awkward one, though, is I was recognized as an AMV editor at a convenience store, of all things.
At a convenience store?
Random convenience. I was wearing my CBR shirt.
Okay.
And
that helps.
That does help.
Yeah.
But somebody came up and they're like, oh my God. I'm going to say which video, but they're like, oh, you made this. And I'm like,
which one was it? Can you hint? Was it the bad one?
No. It's a 14-minute long one.
Okay, yeah. The Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah? Okay. Like, oh, I love that, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
so now the question is, where did they find it? Did they find it on the website? Or did they find it elsewhere? Or are they just a convention person?
Apparently, this person saw it at a convention, but it wasn't AWA or MomoCon. It was another con.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was Oda. It was another convention on the East Coast. And had looked it up online, found it online, and then I found some forum posts for me on the org and stuff like that, and just bumped into him at a random convenience store.
That's pretty awesome.
It's weird. It's awkward. It feels strange. I'm not that guy.
I'm meeting somebody at TwitchCon this year who comes to my channel, has been in my channel for years now, who knows me, knew my address here where I used to live before I moved here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you know all this? Because you know my family. What? So, but literally, he's like, I'm coming into the con, and I'm like, well, if you're going to be there, I'm going to be there too. And again, my rule is, if you're going to be somewhere I am, and you want to grab a drink, let's go.
Jelly, I really wish I could have pulled it off this year, but it's just too much with everything we got going on.
Only because Vegas. That's the only reason I'm doing it. I was not going to go, but Vegas, and I've never been to Vegas, so
enjoy.
It's my excuse to go.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
You staying a couple extra days, right?
Yeah, I'm staying till like Tuesday.
Yeah. Yeah, conventions though. So I guess I should talk about AWA, because that was the most big one for me.
Mm-hmm.
That was my big convention, and Addie and I started off going to that. Well, I went to it starting in '99. This will be my 24th. Yeah, 20th.
You haven't missed a year?
No.
Holy shit! I thought due to some other reasons you just
Never missed a year.
Okay.
And I've had a hotel room almost every single year.
Okay.
Actually, technically the wife had a hotel room last year.
Yep.
So, and I stayed there. So I'm staying this year. They're staying the wife and her sister stay. Basically, the way we do it now, because we got the kids and all that, and they've got school and whatnot, and activities. My wife goes to AWA starting Thursday night. Then I pick up the kids Friday, and then I'm at the con. Take them down to the in-laws' place. They go have a fun weekend with their grandparents and their cousins. And I get to go have fun at the convention. The wife does that for MomoCon, so I get to come down to MomoCon usually Wednesday night, and then same basic deal. Difference is she's back usually Sunday night. I usually try to stay till Monday. But so we started going to this convention. I really started like really hardcore, like going and enjoying, and had things I was doing with the AMV community really hardcore in like 2000 and 2001.
Yep.
Met Addie in 2002, I think. It was 2002. And then I started taking over the editors' dinner, where we have editors come in from all. Back then, we'd have editors from all over the world.
Yep.
We had a dinner one time. It was over 120 AMV editors.
Now, in fairness, at the time, AWA was considered like the premier.
It was the con to go to if you were an AMV editor.
Yeah, it was.
It was the big.
It was like the Oscars of AMVs. It really was.
Well, there also weren't dozens of conventions.
Right, but I'm like, it was the notable one. Like, if you won at AWA, you were a known commodity.
Yeah, at least in that community.
Yeah.
And so we would get people to schmooze at the dinners and all that stuff. And I never really thought about doing anything as a creator because I just never. I won't say I'm humble. I always second guess myself. I never well, until recently, thanks to people putting their foot up my butt, understood my value as a content creator in general. So I just basically made parties happen for people. And then one year, Addie and I were staying with a group that was really like just, I'll say it, they were bad. They were bad roommates. And we got locked out of our room. And so we went back over to the convention. We were staying in a hotel across the street, so we went back over to the convention. And they had late night programming. And we're watching this. We're like, this is lame.
Yep.
This is really bad. And the person was half asleep, and the audience wasn't doing anything. So Addie and I, just being who we are, we walk in. And we just got like, what are you doing? Do you want us to take over? And the guy's just like, will you?
Yeah. Whatever.
Wait, this is happening. I just kind of look at him like, dude, we have a panel.
No, not only do we have a panel, you had access to the VAT.
Yes.
That's a big deal.
So I want to...
The archive.
Well, we had access to the archive. It's a 400-person theater with a big screen and a full sound system.
Yep.
This is a big room. This is a big deal.
This is a real big deal.
This is a responsibility. Except it's after hours.
It's an opportunity.
And nobody gives a shit what we do. We came in and we did all kinds of craziness. We played everything you can imagine. Hawked your own videos, hawked other people's videos that you'd never see.
Shit that just you don't get played.
Oh, yeah.
Shit that just doesn't get played.
So the next year, now they have to card at the door.
It became an event.
Yeah. The next year they have to card at the door, but they didn't know how to reach us.
Yeah.
So we were staying at the hotel, and we walk in, they're like, you guys here to run the late night?
Sure.
This is early AWA. This is like AWA 7, I think. And we're like, I don't know. Like, would you? I really want to go take I really appreciated having like a night to sleep.
Right.
And it's like, okay. Sure, we'll be back. It's all right, cool. Your set starts at midnight. You can run until like 4 a.m. Like, can we run later? Sure.
You can do whatever.
So I think we ran from like 11:30 until like 5. We were finally like dog tired. This is where the convention story comes back in, because we walked back to our room, and the bad roommates that we had were like, it was 5:30. We roll in, and one of the guys was military, and his thing was, what is it, reverie or whatever?
Yeah.
Goes off. We lay in bed. He and I crash into bed. So much DGAF. I'm in my like boxers, and he's in his underwear, and we're just under the sheets. And I'm like, we're gonna sleep, and we're gonna sleep good. This shit goes off, and the room erupts. And he's like, all right, everybody out. It's 5:30. We're going to Waffle House. I'm like, enjoy it. We're going to sleep.
Yep.
No, nobody sleeps. Motherfucker, I'm paying for this room.
Yep.
Like, we paid extra for he and I to have this, like, because it was like a 2-room suite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we paid for a room. You've got 7 other people in here. You can go fuck with them, but we are going to sleep. We've been running a panel all night. Nope. And me being the smart ass I am, when they came over, they pulled the sheets off. I was like, fine. I'm up under the mattress. I don't give a fuck. You're not. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I'm sleeping. I need it.
I need at least 3 hours, or I'm going to be a miserable piece of shit.
Yep.
And they decided to have a dance party on top of the mattress. So now I'm in a really terrible mood.
Oh, yeah, now you're angry.
I'm mad. And I was in control of my faculties because it's now like 7 against 1. And Addie's like,
No.
you know how Addie is.
Yeah.
I'm just, screw it.
Yeah.
This is happening. We're going out. So as we're getting literally pushed out of the door now, like I've barely gotten dressed. And we're getting pushed out of the door. Like, everybody has to go. We're going to Waffle House. And I'm like, I reach in the door and I grab a big bottle of, literally grab a 5th of vodka. And I'm like, this is coming with me. And he's like, how are you going to get that to Waffle House? Go to fucking Waffle House by yourself. Like, I don't give a shit where you go or what you do. I don't want to see your face the rest of the fucking day. I'm pissed. I'm tired. And this is my coping mechanism. I think he got the clue.
Mm-hmm.
So we go downstairs, and they were setting up the continental breakfast or whatever, and the lady brings out a big pitcher of orange juice. And I was just like,
That's a giant screwdriver.
do you have another one of those? And she's like, honey, I don't give a shit. Take the whole thing. I was like, cool. Take the big 5th of vodka. Bam! And she's like, apparently you need that. Have fun.
Yeah.
So we sat down there in the lobby making screwdrivers. And most of the rest of the day's a blur. But I remember it was not a bad day.
That's early con life.
Yes.
That was for sure.
And I think we finally sobered up around 9, 10 o'clock. Don't remember the rest of the day. Remember having dinner around 9, 10 o'clock. And getting ready for our panel. Second panel. Saturday night. Second panel.
So, I think one thing we have to keep in mind is when we get to con stories, there are so many.
Oh, yeah.
These can just take up entire episodes by themselves.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, we got to be like...
Yeah.
I was looking, I was like, I want to talk about... Nope. We were already over another hour again.
We could do a lot more con stories.
Yeah, yeah.
We could do
sure.
just con stories from that event, because... we didn't talk about that. That MomoCon, oh my god.
That's
There are
the
some
best.
pictures. Some pictures, man.
This is what I was like bribing you with. Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Here's what I'll say, and you're gonna hate me for this.
Go for it. I don't give a shit.
Is this gonna be part of one of your other channels, or is this part of one of your channels, or is it something new?
What, this?
Yeah.
This is gonna be something all by itself.
All right. If this gets to 500 subs, and
500? Hell no.
you pick the number. If this gets to whatever number,
What are you proposing?
I'm saying that we
Leak these pictures?
tell the story and select 3 of your choice. No, 1 of your choice, 1 of my choice, and 1 of Chaos's choice. But I'll do you at least a favor and won't leak that one. Unless you want to.
I don't even mind that, to be honest.
Huh?
Those hairy arms. Like Robin Williams under there.
Oh,
Jeez.
I promise you. You guys can't see what's here right now, but I promise you these are gold.
50K. For that story. For those pictures, 50. No, that was Orlando.
That was Orlando.
That was Orlando.
Oh, you want something funny? I ran into him.
Yeah, you did. You said that.
I ran into him at
Yeah, you told us that last time. Oh, you haven't told them.
Yeah.
We'll tell the Orlando story. That's a fun one.
Yeah.
That one. Oh God, we almost. So we were talking about, I think, off camera.
Yeah.
Talking about car accidents for one reason or another. That was almost a car accident, and that one was damn near your fault.
Oh, on the ride down?
Yes! He almost killed it. We'll say, you guys let us know. We'll save that story for a special occasion, but it was 5 of us in my old 2009 Hyundai Accent. 5 people in the car was already sketch.
Yeah.
We were sleep deprived.
Yep.
And it's like this. He starts popping off jokes, and I mean bad jokes. And he and I start going back and forth. And there was a point he hit me with one that was so bad, so off color.
Just straight.
It's such a Gen X thing. It broke me. And I went, eyes shut. I'm in tears. We're in the middle of like interstate traffic at 6 o'clock in the morning during rush hour. And I am trying my best to stay in the lane. And I had to signal and I had to pull off the road. Because it was so, like, we will save that story. That whole
that's a great
trip
one.
was
That was magical.
Man, if we can get the guys up here for that one, that would be
Florida.
Yeah. No, you know what? We can get to show up for that episode.
He's all the way out on the other coast.
Is he out there now?
I think so. I think he lives out there on that
Fly
coast.
him out now. I thought he was still in.
Not here. Not on this side.
Not here.
He's with Clarence, right? I thought Clarence was on that side.
No.
Really?
Well, okay. I don't know about lately. I haven't talked to him in a long time.
I haven't talked to him in a very long time either. We can talk
Guys,
about
keep subscribing. We'll get here. Get us going.
Get off terrible, like, I hate you stories. And there will be all the things we tell you, like, you're making this shit up. He's going to be like, no. These guys are terrible. You should not follow them. They are terrible human beings. Well, I don't know why.
If we make enough of this channel, before we make any revenue personally, we'll fly
that will be one
back to Atlanta.
The first amount of money we make out of this is like, we need you here.
Yeah. We'll have the Get and Clarence Fund.
Yes. It'll be an experience.
Yes.
He's gonna be like, I hate you guys so much. Why did I agree to do this?
That's a bad face from you.
I was like, I'm gonna put a fake window up here for him. Just hand him a bottle of olive oil and be like, it's good, man. Just knock it out. Gotta bring back the memories. Terrible. Lots of terrible people.
Oh man, he is gonna hate us.
Yeah, probably, but that's okay.
So subscribe.
Yeah, you got to make sure.
Watch.
If you don't follow, you can't.
You won't be privy to these
the great
atrocities.
Moments. Yeah, I mean, like it could be fun times.
Yeah.
Also, remember, if there's any topics that you heard us talk about that we didn't go back to because
Oh god, there's too much. Like
Yeah.
I thought this would be like an episode, but it's already like, there's so much more. We could probably 3-4 more episodes just
easy, because I didn't even talk about the girls that I brought back.
Nope.
And I mean that was a thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's a whole that is both a good and bad conversation there. But yeah. The roast that was an interesting one.
They eventually came together.
They did,
and they were fun.
I love the concept. I really did. Some of the execution was a bit weak. Some of the people
what do you expect?
The roastees were, but yeah,
they were all amateurs.
Yeah, we're not comedians, right?
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I think for what we were able to do with our resources and how often things hit the wall the 11th hour, I think, barring maybe the first couple, after that, I think we really hit our stride.
Yeah. But I think the people you had roasting the first couple were actually the best people to get roasted.
Yeah.
So, like, if you had flipped the order, you could have had the duds in the beginning and then had, like, gold.
I don't think there were any duds, but
you know what I mean,
yeah. We definitely went in hard with our best work, but some of those people weren't able to come back again either.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Get them while the
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, we did. We had some ambitious projects.
I'd like to see out of the. Ooh, I don't know him well enough. I was like Goshen. We could roast. And I'm like, no, I don't know Goshen well enough to roast him. I would love to see some of the content creators that we know personally, where we could have a fun thing like that. Bring them down.
That would be a blast.
That would be. That would be a weekend where we bring like 7 or 8 content creators down
If
all.
we are able to get Goshen up here, we definitely could do the original sushi concept. He would be down for that.
Goshen, you said, might pop into town on occasion.
Yeah.
So
If he does, we will have to hit him up.
Yeah.
He would be a blast to have on here.
I think it'd be great.
Yeah.
We'll work on the audio setup and make all that happen eventually. So yeah, if you guys want to see more of this shit, just make sure you follow.
Also worth mentioning, if you understand what's going on back here, comment.
Oh, back here?
Yeah,
Back here. Yeah, there's something special happening back there. It's,
you really gotta be like deep in your lore for that one.
Yeah, I mean
that's a layer.
That is. That's a. Well, yeah, I would say it's a multi-layer thing, but I guess technically there's literally multi-layers there. So yeah, we're good. But
Thank
yeah,
you, Vic. That was the joke.
I'm sorry. What was that? What was the name of that show? What's the critic? What was the one with the thank you, Ted? That's a joke. What was that show?
Family Guy.
Was it Family Guy?
Yeah,
I guess it was. Yeah, with the dad.
Yeah,
whatever. Anyway, some days I'm bad. Anyways, guys, I'm Vic.
Some days. And I'm Pilk.
And
both our names end with K.
No, mine's with a C.
Shut up.
Fuck you.
Billy just rolled with it. The best part is they would see it in the comments now.
I know, you'd be like,
what
the how? How?
It's like 4 people would figure that one out.
Then you'd be like, I had somebody actually spell it wrong the other day. If you spell it wrong, you go to the wrong person on Twitter. Don't do that.
Just kneecap them. Stab them in the toe.
Yes. Always with the toe. Always with the knife. After they swear they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And beat them with a pipe.
I'm saving that story for later. That story's great. That story was.
I'll bring props out.
We have got stories.
We have plenty more. Also, I think if there's so I know we are geographically close. Yeah. That makes this easy to do.
Fairly.
I don't know of any people that we know locally that we could drag in for this.
Oh, there's plenty.
That that would be appropriate fit.
Well, I said we got to get Chaos at least on one.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
No
like the CBR crew.
Yeah.
I would like to sit us all like at a couch and just catch up. Just catch up.
That would be a whole episode.
I mean, like
2 or 3 episodes.
I mean, I don't even say. I mean, like I'll be perfectly blunt. We don't even need we would want the recording.
Yeah.
If we have consent to record it all, I'd love to get consent to record the whole thing. Even if we do an audio version only. I'd love consent to do that because we all do just need to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although catching up with Chaos the other day was still fun.
Yeah, that was a blast.
I almost invited him out tonight.
A long time.
Yeah,
but we'll make it work. We'll
figure it all out.
Yeah.
All right. We should wrap this one up.
We have like twice now.
I know. Terrible. We can't finish with the shit.
How about you?
I
got proof. Yeah. Can't trust me to pull out of the driveway.
I can't. I was gonna follow up on that one. I'm like, nope, I'm not following up on that one at all. So yeah.
I apparently did follow up. I did it twice.
Oops.
I did it again.
Don't play games on April Fool's Day when it comes to sex. Just saying, karma's a motherfucker, and it will come to bite you in the ass.
It's got no rhythm. That's all it is.
You just sneeze at the wrong time. You're like, God damn it, that's a kid. See? You just know you're like, fuck. That's a kid. That's a child support payment. The line is here. I haven't crossed it yet, but I'm trying.
You are dancing that line, sir. I'm dancing that line.
I'm out of here. We'll catch you next time.